I have little doubt that my microphone is picking up me dicking around with my mouse to move things around. Also, I can't remember how I normally do the wires. I kinda hate having a wired controller to do this. But I don't really know of a PS2 controller that's worthwhile that isn't wired. And there we go. I think. Why aren't we getting... Okay, we are getting audio. I need to move stuff around though. Also, let me state just for the record here, I hate the way that OBS, if you change the window that something's on, it assumes that you want it to dock. It's the dumbest thing. Like, no, I just want it to be on a monitor I can actually see because I'm going to be doing full screen projection. And I'm not actually going to be doing full screen projection. I'm going to be doing windowed projection. So that I can actually see stuff. Can actually get to my... This is the scenario that I will eventually be playing that is the continuation of what I was doing last time, a week ago. Since my internet was out on Friday. Now we're in Labholz. The major thing here is obviously this is not the same scenario we had before. We are quite a bit stronger. Everybody has a little bit more health. Will oddly has not been getting as good of SP growths, but we have much better skills. And of course, as you can see, everybody has pretty good skill levels. Tyler has not gotten screwed on either axe levels or fire levels. Although oddly, and I think that's mostly because the only things I've been doing with him are Fire Wheel and Mega Hit. As you can see by the skills that we have visible, we are a lot stronger. I do want to... It's not going to be relevant for a bit, but since I'm not going to remember otherwise... Firestorm's not going to be that relevant. Not for Patrick. Stone Tree... Yeah, Amber Malleot and Pocket Dragon covers that. Basically... I'm going to be running through the Ghoul Tower with this team. I've done it in the actual save. I was ridiculously successful, ran into way fewer issues than I should have. I did skip a fight that I had forgotten about. It's the one for the Arkstone, it's just some slimes. One of the things that made me so successful, though, was I was able to avoid basically every fight. And one of the reasons that's important is because in some of our actual fights, we are going to be using SP. And we don't want to drop the SP too low. I don't know why I'm getting some slowdown here. This is on a PS2. That's weird. I might end up having to switch scenes and do this on the emulator if this continues having some issues. Or maybe I just don't remember these issues because I didn't. I ran into ghouls once. Correction, I ran into non-mandatory fights for what I wanted to get once. Now this fight is important. Well, this fight isn't important. The next fight against the other twin is important, and it can also be a huge pain. But yeah, I may end up getting to show off one of the reasons, one of the things that made the fight against the Lich not only possible but easy in my encounter this time. In my actual encounter, what made it to the save, while several other of the mandatory encounters for this took a few tries, oddly not Gargoyle, but the plant monster took 2 tries. I'm just double checking to make sure we're in an okay state. Also, how is it older brother? I mean, okay, I get certain cultures place, you know, big importance on whichever of the twins was the first out, but this is actually an easier encounter than I got into when I was actually doing it. I got a fiend slave when I was actually doing the fight. That's not to say that polar drakes are, you know, ignorable enemies or anything, but fiend slaves can do, can take a full round of damage without, you know, really thinking about it. So. I'm beginning to suspect that I just didn't remember how slow the fights end up being in here. But yeah, that little one that popped up at the end of every attack that hit the Lich. The Lich being the creature that has the Cinderforge sword. So, needless to say, it was a 3-round fight despite Patrick not doing anything. Patrick was dead or being revived every round but the first, where I think that was when I got Turtle Killer off. And I got real lucky there. Oh, and I wasn't paying attention. I'd forgotten about it for a moment. We apparently didn't get any of the drops from that. That fight can drop Lake Robe, and in my actual playthrough I reloaded the quick save until we got it. I sometimes hate the fact that you can't travel along doors easily to try to evade enemies. Nope. I never tried that door. I didn't I don't think I noticed it when I was going through. I'm going to try to use... Whoops, not that. Try to use a little bit of WP instead for a little bit. I really don't want to get into the situation where I am using an arc stone. I only have the one on this save. I could get another. There is another in this area. I don't think it's going to end up being necessary. These are a lot of levels. Also a lot of hats. Hats haven't been meaningful in a long time. Oh. No, I must have gotten that encounter because this is a mandatory area. Maybe that's not a... Yeah, I'm not gonna think about it. Since I don't wanna... Yeah, this is the only person who doesn't talk to us if we, you know, step into them. I believe that part is mandatory for a later bit. But if I'm being real honest... Oh, I'm dumb. Actually, is this active? It's not active yet. There are a handful of things that need to become active before our we can fight the secret boss. Like, a lot of things call it, you know, kind of a super boss because it is difficult, especially for Generation 1 characters. This is probably the strongest first gen party we can bring here. That being said, a lot of that comes down to Patrick having more HP than the alternatives, and it being the only party that has both Cody and the Spear Quells. Specifically the Beast Lance. The Beast Lance is... I'll just show it off. It's a striking improvement over the Ice Lance. The Beast Lance is basically... if you are extremely averse... Huh. Wait a second. Is that the Lich? That is fantastic. This is the main fight I want to show off because this is the actual long-term relevant fight. Now we need to get lucky here. And I don't mean that in our normal terms. Okay. So. It looks like everything's going to be swinging at Patrick. I think I had a bit better... normally have a bit better success rate Okay, so I've already gotten lucky one way. He will not survive that. Nobody can. None of our people can, anyway. Gentle... yeah. This one is over. We're not going to be taking out the more dangerous of these two. And it's not a guarantee that they're taken out anyway. It's near enough. But it's not 100%. So, what we're going to be doing instead is we are going to actually prepare for this. Yeah, no, me and preparation doesn't sound like the proper thing to do. I didn't need to do this when I actually did these fights. And again, I only needed to take one attempt. I got absurdly lucky. Although, like I just showed, Patrick did nothing. It looks like everybody's going to be going after Patrick again, so that is technically fine. I don't know if when trying to think of what I'm trying to say. I don't know if it hitting multiple targets improves or decreases the odds of Delta Petra going off. Now what I'm trying to do here is get a stun on the disciples. Fortunately, that one doesn't matter, although this might screw me. We got the dangerous one down. No, we didn't. Okay. Oh, no. It needs to be on Tyler. And we might... oh, no. Game, are you serious? This is why, if you're doing something that requires you to actually get a certain ability off, you want to make damn sure you've learned the things that it can proc. Okay, so somebody's dying. Everybody might well be dying. At least 2. And this is a good example of how quickly this fight can end up going pear-shaped. Fortunately, as mentioned, it's, you know, it's nice and quick to get back in. I don't want to risk exiting the room by that door. I don't want to risk leaving the room and having the Lich not be present when we come back in. I don't know what causes the Lich to spawn. Near as I can tell, based off the bit of research I've done, nobody's 100% certain. They can sit there and say, okay, this is supposed to cause it. But generally speaking, most people sit there and say that you're not supposed to get it before you've picked up the Elven Lyre. Beast swing. Beast. Why are we on the ice lamp? Was I using the ice lance the entire time I did this? Okay, we got the important ones. Now we need to hope that neither one of those get... Neat. I got a garbage tweet. Actually, everybody, even Patrick with his 12 LP, has enough LP to survive that. Oh, I don't have firearm. To survive this as far as is necessary. The Lich, God. Big ol' F you to you too, game. Although if Patrick goes first, it may not... Oh, okay, Tyler's probably dead. Neat. Oh, I forgot to heal anyway, so this one's lost any. But yeah, this can go pear-shaped very quickly, which is why I was extremely psyched when it worked first time. I don't remember if I quick saved the cannonball. We'll find out quick. If Cody is not first, I did not remember to quick save cannonball. But yeah, the actual run of this, Delta Petra did get used by the Lich, unsuccessfully. Didn't kill anybody. Didn't petrify anybody, I should say. Okay, so we did quick save cannonball. We got both of the important ones. It's Firestorm, which is survivable. And if we get some luck with Delta Petra, we'll be in a better state here than we have been. Okay. This is the best state we've been in. Using LP to heal, because there's no reason not to. This is the dangerous encounter. This is what I wanted SP saved for. This is what I wanted LP saved for. I don't know how Petrify interacts with Reviva, thinking about it. Now, we are going to need some luck here because the Lich has, I think it's 22,000 health. And of course, all of the attacks that we've seen are very dangerous. I think that's still a loss because I don't know that I have either of the... Oh, I do have Recovery Breath. This might still end up being a loss. This might get a... You know, he might be able to kill 1 or 2 people now. That is probably the least scary move he has. But yeah, one of the things that makes I want to try to decrease his odds of doing good damage with the magic. I don't know 100% what Magic Down does. It seems like it's a fairly healthy decrease in the amount of magic damage done. And in the success rate for statuses. Wait, yeah. Why don't I have water or life water on? I must have, in the actual run, changed stuff around because I was set up a fair bit better than this. And I wasn't really concerned with Cody having or not having Reviva. Recovery Breath, when it says that it removes that stuff, it removes everything. Positive and negative. I don't know how much Hymnal's gonna do. It turns out Hymnal's not gonna do anything. But yeah, at this rate, I will still need something like 22 turns. Obviously, I've done, you know, each round with Cody did a healthy amount. One of the problems that we're running into right now is a single Delta Petra that executes before we get anything off could end this run already. But like I said, the actual run, what happened was I got Twin Dragon 3 times onto... Was it a Twin Dragon or Beast Lightning? I don't remember 100%. Onto the Lich, and each time it executed the extremely rare effect of taking an LP. And then Tyler, who was the only person who had Delta Petra and had successfully taken out a skeleton each turn, got the finishing blow with Mega Hit, taking off an LP. None of those are common. So it happening in 4 turns is ridiculous. 3 turns, sorry. 4 attacks, each one getting its rare occurrence. We're doing okay here. We're doing a decent amount of damage. This is sort of dangerous, mainly because poison can kill. The actual damage from poison isn't super dangerous, but a firestorm could be. Especially if Cody and Will get dropped in the meantime. I think trying to keep up our damage output of 5,000 or so damage, given that the Lich only has... what, at this point it's probably half health? I mean, two more rounds of this is probably enough. And in case it's, not been obvious, I don't keep that good of a track of how much damage we're doing. At best, I do kind of a gambler's tally. No, I think Tyler and Patrick have enough that if we don't get hit with Firestorm, which, yeah, I know I'm putting all my eggs in a basket. I think we can... Oh. I was thinking that there was like 2,000 more health to go there. But that is the fight for the Cinderforge sword. That is what I consider the important encounter here. Yeah. And the reason for that, I'll just sort it so, is because it is a 70 power steel sword. Now, obviously, we don't have anybody that's good with swords right now. But yeah, it is a minus... Actually, I'll just unequip it. It is a minus 50 on the SP side, and a minus 50... or a minus 3 on the SP regen side. That's big, but you can overcome it with some quells. Now, the major thing is that our other endgame weapons, that is, the other weapons that are strong enough to work at endgame, Generation 3, etc., are either weapons that are about as strong as the Beast Lance. Beast Lance, Beowulf, there's a handful of quills that are about that strong. Or other weapons that are in the 50 to 56 attack power range. 70 is still larger than the jump from Ice Lance to Beast Lance. The problem is that your best endgame sword user is also your best endgame staff user. Unfortunately, endgame staffs, while not having the same level of fall off as axes, or there's no or. Axes just have the biggest fall off. There isn't a strong axe. While I'm thinking about it, I will actually bring up the item list real quick. The strong axe is the Hawkwind, which is a beast axe that has 48 attack power. for comparison's sake, that's actually weaker than the strongest infinite use staff. Which isn't a quell, oddly, even though it's infinite use and has an anima. I think I need to go down here now. Yeah. And we will get into a fight immediately. Oh. Okay. I guess... You know, I don't understand the encounters in the Ghoul Tower. What's supposed to happen there is I was supposed to get into an encounter with, something that comes out of that painting. But I guess... You know, I don't get it. Yeah, I'm gonna try to stop that noise as soon as possible. This might take multiple attempts. The gargoyle is... It doesn't have the instant death. Oh, and this one I also reset enough times until it gave me the good drop, which took a long time. I think I got my enough resets in here to make up for having good luck everywhere else. Oh, that's right. I don't think I have Incinerate at this point in time. I had forgotten about that. Yeah, for whatever reason, even though I had completely absurd luck learning techniques against the skeleton at the Ruins of Han, mostly with Narcisse, oddly, he kept getting absurd luck with the rock knife. He got like 3/4 of the sword techniques for me. I believe that is an attack down. The thing that makes the gargoyle dangerous is the simple fact that his attacks can do enough damage, and he can get enough attacks in a turn. I believe it maxes out at 3, and some of his attacks do like 250 damage and attack. We're going to want to use Turtle Killer again. And I don't remember how much HP Gargoyle has. Looks like it is about 20 grand or so. So it's not super bad. You know, I've not been paying attention to how much HP... Well, we're actually doing okay. And if I was thinking, I'd have just changed that to Beast Lightning. We do want to decrease his magic's efficacy. Oh, sure, now going against something that has, I think it's 30 LP, your dang thing actually goes off. Oh, that is right. That's what that stuff does. I can't LP heal Patrick. That's probably for the best. I think that does remove the... big debuff he had. It seemed like Fire Wheel was doing more, and I don't know why. Also, I'd love to be using combos, but for whatever reason, I just haven't procced many combos with our decent attacks. And the mid-tier attacks that have procced, it's basically like Patrick and Cordelia both attack, and it ends up doing less damage than the, you know, almost 4K that they do here. I think I'm close enough that I'm going to swing for the fences here. Again, what the heck, gang? I did these attacks lots of times on the Lich and needed to... Yeah. But this guy has three scene drops. We didn't end up getting any of the scene drops from either of the fights here that have them. But, something I will show off once we actually load, you know, have the oh yeah, I need to go back and hit that. That's going to be a fight against ghosts, I think. That actually means I want to... Yeah, I mean, you can... You can see I had some decent ones, but of course I couldn't get them to proc at any, you know, any time I actually wanted them to. Ultimately, I think Cannonball's still going to be the important one. What we should be fighting here are two ghosts. Ghosts are dangerous as heck. One of the reasons they're so dangerous, of course, is that they don't care about physical attacks. Twin Dragon is obviously not very physical. That is the first time this game that I've seen Soul Crunch not kill. Now, Soul Crunch oddly doesn't take an LP. A lot of deaths don't take LPs, which makes LP oddly very, very weird in comparison to how it works in SaGa Frontier. Also, I don't think ghosts have anything important on their drop table, so... Oh, some crowns. Speaking of crowns, we have like 4,500 of them. Will scenarios love dropping crowns on Will. Oh yeah. This is also a ghost fight. And I do that quick save because if... Oops, that's not what I wanted on. If the first ghost, or whichever ghost I'm trying to attack with Cody, goes before her and uses Soul Crunch on her, we can be down 2 people, which if it's Cody and Will, is basically a death sentence. Neither Tyler nor Patrick are strong enough. That was a weird sprite thing there in the background. Neither Tyler nor Cody are strong enough to really take out 2 ghosts by themselves. Cody, because of Cannonball, occasionally can work pretty well going first. And I think that's it. I showed off all 3 of the major fights. Got the Elven Lyre. There's nothing that happens now on the way down. No, I should mute that. Everything that... I mean, I could talk to her and show off that the bell ringing has made the one ghost that wasn't crazy. Oh, I didn't show off that it's called the Ghoul Tower. It is a megalith. I don't know if that was obvious by what I was doing. I kind of figured the fact that it hit a quell was going to make that kind of obvious. The fact that it has one type of enemy. Ultimately, I'm still just trying to avoid the fights because there's nothing really of value here. Now, I know there is an Arkstone here. I think it's down here? But if I'm being honest... Ah, yes. Yes. I didn't do this in my actual playthrough. I just want to see what it is. Okay. I mean, if you're gonna give me the option, I will. Oh no, I can't use... I don't have SP. I'll need to do Beast Lightning? I don't remember. But it's... It's not a strong opponent. stronger than I was remembering, apparently. Also, this might just be a game that doesn't work that well on PS2s. I mean, by comparison, I know that I had some games that worked a lot better on PS2 than on PS1. Dragon Valor being one of those. Anima Crystal. Okay, so it wasn't Nargstone. I'll bring up the inventory to show what the difference there is. It's not huge. Apparently I will not actually go into the inventory to show it off, though. Yeah, fully restores one character, and restores all party WP and SP. The major difference here is the Anima Crystal also restores LP. But of course it's one character. Now, the game just as part of the stuff you can get in the game, does provide you access to 4 full restores in one of the scenarios in Rich's game. You need to give one up, and you only have Rich at the time, but you can equip them to all of his inventory slots, armor slots. And you only, as a result, only need 4. So it's kind of redundant. And of course I believe I could just at a later point in time go back and get that. I don't know if I can or not. I know that I do have access to Lobholtz, but I don't know how easy it would be to do that. I might try it with Rich. But yeah, that didn't do anything that I really want to save, so I don't know why the music, a note of the music kept playing. Now, rather than go directly to showing off our... Now, obviously, in this, we did get the Cinderforge sword. I'll also, it's also showing off what the various levels everybody got out of that were. Patrick actually did really well. Now, obviously, I forgot about the Anima Stone, but we got a Lake Robe and the Blackstone Armor, both of which are the good drops from the second twin encounter that I mentioned, and the Lake Robe is the second twin. The Blackstone Armor is the Gargoyle. Now, I had the scene info up for the, scene that drops the Lake Robe. I believe it's the less frequent drop, the more frequent being Feathercap, and that kind of corresponds to how frequently I actually ended up seeing them. I passed up like 5 or 6 Feathercaps. Feathercaps are good, but they're not great. They're a good helmet, but they don't provide anima the way Lake Robe does. The immunity to water isn't that big, but it's a great defensive item, and provides water, which admittedly is absurdly common. Case in point, right next to it, Coral Ring. There's the Birch Ring, that also provides immunity to water. There are just a lot of good water pieces. Ice Lance is as is my big water quell in the weapon side. The Blackstone armor was actually very useful against the Lich because of that null petrify. It was one of the things that I wanted going into the fight against the Lich. Obviously, our encounter against the Gargoyle, it did not drop, but our encounter against the Gargoyle came after our encounter against the Lich this time around. So I didn't care in the slightest, because I didn't have to spend 20 minutes trying to get the Lich to spawn, like I did in the actual time I did this. What I'm going to show off here is something that I meant to show off and forgot to. In the construction of Han Nova, first and foremost, I did it incorrect anyway. What I should have done is shopping blacksmith. But there are some unique dialogue that is only done for the shopping. And of course, there is the alternative version of Han Nova. That running sounds like crackling in my ears every time I hear it. And it changes what Han Nova is, kind of basically as a city. The basic version of Han Nova is, of course, the capital of Gus's empire. And no, I'm remembering it wrong again. It's not shopping. Shopping has effectively nothing of value. I'll bring it up real quick. Shopping provides garbage. Plus, like a warlord shield for that area, or a steel suit for the other two. Steel suit in the middle, steel armor for the top. The warlord shield is garbage. We're already not using shields because they're not worth it. And it can't even block the magics the way that the other high-end shields can. It provides no value. To make matters worse, the other things it can sell are just the basic tools: Cross Branch, Rock Heart, Fire Charm, Blue Water, Wind Shell, and Beast Amulet. Things which we're already getting to the point where we're not stocking because they don't provide value. Now, entertainment districts, the major thing is that they can sell generic stuff. Most of that isn't useful. The random seller is the most useful. Now, I don't know if the random seller has access to his full supply of crap with just a single entertainment district. But Gus's dialogue, when you do multiple entertainment districts, is fantastic. Also, it makes the Gus is gonna kill me thing of the city planner much more obvious as to why he thinks Gus would kill him if you do 3 entertainment districts. Because it's dumb. Of course nobody's made, you know, just a straight, well, okay. Certain college towns might be considered just straight party towns, thinking about it. So, he's not just approving the ridiculous plan. Nameless city planner is the king of the entertainment district. The second king of Han Nova, if you will. I'm not saving. Now, to make actual progress in the game after an hour. We have just done the Anima Faith fiasco. We have to do Will versus Egg. Now you might be sitting there going, Larisha, do you remember anything about this scenario? Nope, I was supposed to read something. I was supposed to actually... What I normally do is I play through a lot of the scenarios, but... Yeah, Will is showing a touch craziness. Hell yeah, Narcisse. So, Tyler is, of course, going to be the one that actually does something. And you can see that in this game, I've actually ended up mostly using the rock axe. And we actually have a fair number of good staves. I don't know why I still have an oak staff. Did I forget to break an oak staff? Did I find an oak staff? I don't know. You can see that, you know, obviously in this, the actual game, Tyler has continued to be very capable. Patrick has continued to be very capable. Both of them are at 23 for their weapon skill. Raymond's no slouch, and of course carrying 2 quells means he can use even Death Shot without, you know, it being meaningful. And Death Shot actually has a pretty decent death effective efficacy. It's not that far behind Spectral Shot for damage, Spectral Shot being, I believe, the strongest of the bow hybrid arts. Bows kind of suck at hybrid arts for some reason. Rapid Fire, I think, is the strongest bow actual art. Bow arts just kind of suck. That's one of the things that makes it a lot easier to drop bow users late. No, I'm sorry. Rapid Fire is the bow art that I believe has the best combo capability. The best actual bow art is almost twice as powerful, but it doesn't combo with anything. Neither the strongest or the second strongest combo well with anything. Whereas Rapid Fire combos well with about half the arts list. I mean, it combos better than not Beast Lightning. It combos almost as well as Beast Lightning. But it combos better than Twin Dragons. But Hybrid Arts themselves don't combo with anything. Twin Dragons is almost the only exception. And it's still pretty crappy. Actually, let's just show off the items list. I didn't get a Sandworm Staff last time. I don't remember where it came from. I think it was one of the items that I just didn't pay enough attention to grab in the ruins with the Anima Faith Fiasco stuff. There were, I don't know, like 8 items that I didn't grab. Most of which were because I didn't see them. We have a whole bunch of Arkstones. We have the Pocket Dragon. Not huge. Of course, we have Green Glass. Green Glass is still very good. This time we did not pick up a Demon Fang tree, or whatever the heck it was called. Demon Fang grass? Demon grass? I don't know. We've not grabbed everything from everybody. There's not been a huge need to. I mean, Kelvin still has an Arkstone. A bonus Arkstone, if you will. I don't want to grab the stuff from Will. Obviously, you can see based off this, that is Tone, Beast, Water. Amber Malleate is Tree Stone? I believe he has all elements with that setup. And the Bone Breastplate's decent, it's not great. But the Anima Faith Fiasco, we were set up to avoid using durability for the most part. I did do a little bit of spell casting with both Tyler and Patrick. Patrick, of course, now being above 500 HP. And he picked up an LP somewhere along the way. I didn't remember people gaining LP. I guess it happens. Actually, I do want to talk to people in town. You don't get a lot of opportunities to talk to people as... Oh, I should do something. Guess who has 1,000 credits? That would be Tyler. Guess who's never going to be in the lead again? That would also be... Well, I'm pretty sure it's Tyler. And Narcisse left. And, I mean, Tyler's almost 50. Narcisse was not that old when he decided that he was too old to keep doing stuff. Obviously, any of these but the Steel Amulet will work. None of them are more valuable than any of the other ones. So I'm just doing the Beast Amulet. And I'm going to... I'm gonna grab something to drink real quick. I actually had it in this room and could have probably grabbed it without saying anything, but I figured that I wanted to stretch my legs a little bit. And we get a repeat ship area. Now, it's not as obvious that it's a repeat because the ship is only shown a little bit. And this is our second time in the City of Night. And I know that I wanted to grab a guide or something on what I was supposed to do here because I hate the City of Night. Okay, so Kyle has apparently become a playboy. Now, there is one thing that's nice. And I'm not just talking about Mr. Dreamy over here. So, obviously, we have one of the strongest and most important people of the era. One of the reasons that you want the Cinderford sword early if you're going to get it is because it makes Gus quite a bit more powerful. Like, even with the 53, using the abilities that you're likely to have by now, if you didn't have absolutely stupid luck against the Skeleton of Han. Gus, with weapons that are twice as strong as your best people's weapon, well, more than twice as strong as your best people's weapon. Because most likely you're not having anybody use the Beast Lance. Will just dominate your group's damage. 53 early is huge. But what if you do have access to the really stupid abilities? Like me. You see, you're not supposed to get multi-way until end of game. Really, I'm not sure you're supposed to get multi-way anytime. You're sure as heck not supposed to get it against the skeleton. You're not supposed to get After Vision until Gen 3. There's really nothing that should be proccing your ability to get After Vision. Blade Spray you can do against a few things. I got it against the skeleton. I think the way that most people do it is they take Gus out for a training round, and they duel one of the rhinos that was in Vogelon? That's a song. Just one of the rhinos that's in that desert area. Most people are gonna be sitting here with, double slash, maybe cross slash, and maybe smash. Not, the majority of the sword arts. Now, multi-way actually does have a major advantage over Bull Slash. Bear Crush. Bear Crush, Bull Crush, and Smash can all miss. Also, Bear Crush and a charged Bull Crush do pretty similar damage, so that is actually surprisingly good. Heaven and Hell, I believe, is the sub slash backslash cleave slash. No, Slice and Dice is the sub item available for multi-way, in case it fails. Doesn't happen super frequently in duels, but I also haven't... I've never had it with Gus before. Gus wasn't even the one that learned any of these. In about the stupidest way that it could be done. The vast majority of them were learned with Narcisse using a rock knife against the skeleton. Of course, you know, everybody that's not Gus is in... you know, is capable of doing quite a bit of damage. I do want to move Gus to the front, well, near front. I had forgotten I'd turned Rumble on. I have it on this save. I didn't have it on the prior saves. So if you hear the rumble going, it's that is just, you know, PS2 pad rumble. I'd forgotten it was even a setting, if I'm being honest. But I was looking through the settings, system config. And I was like, oh, okay, so you can... It knows that it's not using the full screen X or Y. And I think that is just moving it a pixel over. And I say that because it is... I think both of those have 8. And for the 4x3 that it's supposed to be doing, it should be 320 by 240. And it's 304 by 204. 224. 224. Why? I don't know. But that's one of the reasons why the bars are present on the side there. Well, and the top. I actually switched to doing at least PlayStation games in a 720p. For 2 reasons. One of the reasons was that 720p 60 is a little bit easier to stream. The other is that 720p 60 is just going to look a little bit better. I didn't check and see what Gus's WP regen is. Also, I'm having him use his actual sword instead of Cinderforge because I'm, you know, real clever. And I still haven't moved him. The advertising tweet that I got to me that I finally checked out was in response to me complaining about the inbox switch. I mean, really, my primary complaint with the way that Google's doing that is just... Inbox has actual interaction with other things in the Google ecosystem. Why are they changing it to something that doesn't? Also, this is helpful to demonstrate. Gus really, in this game anyway, hasn't gotten great stats. He doesn't need them. He really doesn't need them. But, you know, he hasn't gotten them. And if I had remembered that Gus was the change point for this, we would have instead gone around speaking, but I was thinking that you talked to him. He didn't join. And then you could go around doing stuff, but apparently I misremembered. I am seriously considering turning off that vibrate. I will never remember to switch Gus's weapon over to Cinderforge Sword. I think it's even the same size, which is the worst part of it. Like, I kinda wish it was actually viable to get the Cinderforge Sword while you still had the Trial Dagger to see if one is actually meaningfully different in size. I don't think they are, though. I wouldn't be surprised if Steel Swords just kinda had a generic size. But we'll get to see this round because I am actually thinking of it, and I'm going to do it. We're gonna see it. I swear. Hey, that actually is pretty decent. But if you're trying to learn skills, not that I'm trying to learn skills with Gus. Huh. I think Cinderforge Sword uses the same size sword as the Trial Dagger. It's more steeply angled. I wonder if it has the same dual sprite as well. I kinda doubt it. I think most weapons tend to have a unique dual sprite, which is the weirdest thing. And I think we'll need to equip a new axe on Tyler. I do not remember the PS2 having this much, this strong of a vibration motor. Oh. It's Patrick's weapon that's getting low. And I'm not real concerned about it for the same reason I showed. I have not one, but two staves that can replace it. And I don't know where we actually need to go here. Looks like we're pretty limited in where we can go. No, what the actual solution might be is just go around and kill everything, in which case I've already screwed it up. And I believe this is the last time we can go to the City of Night. Hey, a big bug. As can be seen, while Gus is not the strongest as far as HP goes, he doesn't end up taking a lot of damage. The real problem with using Gus, if you had a long scenario, would be that he's just gonna run out of WP. WP regen just is not quick. And there's no lower bound like there is for SP. Which is, of course, the thing that makes hybrid arts so useful. Huh. I guess I can't just, completely ignore these fights existing the way I have been ignoring fights for a while now. Without hybrid arts, not really in a situation where I can ignore that stuff. And the way I'm going to check this is I'm going to walk back in if the mobs respond. Okay, it looks like that's what it needs to be. Yay, city bunnies. Oh, they're hogs? Pegs? Pegs. I wouldn't be surprised if what we actually have to do is go to the area that we, thinking about it, I probably should have done Tyler before. The main reason I did Narcisse was because I didn't want it to be Cody, and I wanted to have somebody who, wouldn't be leading the party later. But, Tyler would probably work story-wise a little bit better, since that would be him out on a return trip here. No, it's just the same crap that was here before. That was an interesting bit of slowdown. I don't remember picking up Tornado Divide. Which of course means it was probably something that I picked up fairly easily. But Gus is kinda strong with that Cinder Forge sword, even without the weapon skill levels yet. No, I mean his is the only one that's gone up at all, so. Now, of course, the Steel Soldiers, which are designated in this case by them having the steel helmets. I think that's just a heal. Yeah. It's always weird when the heals don't restore WP and such. I mean, I can understand it not restoring spell points, but I'm good. Yeah, I let 10 chips go. And of course, because we don't know if that's loud enough for it to be picked up by the mic. Because we don't have a spear user. We don't really have anybody that's in consistently optimum range for speed. So, I mean, you'd think that Tyler being up front, right next to people, with the axe would be close enough, but I think he's actually too far. He's not close enough. And then that makes Gus, with his sword, not close enough. I'd probably actually be having a bit more success if I swapped Gus and Tyler. That might slow Tyler down a tiny bit, but he's already going last. I don't remember. I guess we do have to go up. And I guess we did need to kill everything. City of Night is the worst. It will never not be the worst. We got both of those. Was there a pirate that I missed over coming down here? Was it related to the... Did we need to have the lights on? Is that it? I'm gonna run back there, just real quick. No, I'm gonna do what I'm pretty sure is the answer and defeat the 2 enemies left. Actually, I don't think I want to use a especially strong ability with Gus. Everybody else can rely on other things, he cannot. Also, sorry about the garbage truck noise. Not much I can really do about it. Not with trash being picked up Monday, Thursday. Also, Gus's armor makes him very strong against normal attacks, but oddly does not do that much against spells. Even though steel is supposed to resist anima, it mostly just resists your own anima, your own ability to use anima. Weird. I mean, there's very little reason for Gus not to use it, because he can't use SP Enhance at all, which is one of your main spell defenses. Also, is Tyler kneeling, or is his sprite just weird? I suppose we'll find out once we... Yeah, Tyler's kneeling. No reason not to heal him. I would need to do it at the start of next fight anyway, so... I do kind of wish that SaGa Frontier 2 had a crown system like the first one did, but it would negate some of the value of hybrid arts. Enhanced armor? What? What? I don't know what that is. Like, normally when I'm seeing stuff, it's not the first time I've ever seen it before. I don't know what that is. Let's check the... Well, it's actually pretty decent armor. It doesn't have any immunities, but it has decent enough defenses. It's mostly fairly comparable to, there's a armor that we will get a bit later, called, I believe, well, I don't know that it's guaranteed that we'll get it. There's an armor we have a shot at getting later called Stone Plate. Obviously it's not as good as the steel armor for Gus, but I think it's a bit better than the alligator armor. I think it's worse for hit attacks, but it's otherwise the same. That's weird. Well, the same or better, I should say. Hey, I think it's the pirate. Huh. Okay, so that is definitely suggesting the egg to me. Also, it's feeling like I have a lisp going on. I think this is the boss, quote unquote, for these guys, so. Okay, with it holding the controller in my lap at the very least, it's not being picked up by the mic. So. I just have to worry about it rolling off my thigh. But this is being a very helpful demonstration for why a much stronger weapon ends up being what you want to use a lot of the time. I don't know how much damage this is going to do. Case in point about it rolling off the thigh. And if you're wondering why it did not do anything to Mr. Elvenliar over there, it's because Oscillation is a sonic attack. Now the problem with being immune to Sonic is one of our big buffs is Sonic. Well, we don't have it yet. I don't know that we're 100% going to get it. I don't know that I'm willing to put the time in to get it. Soul Hymn is fantastic. It's also Sonic. That's one of the reasons why even a lot of the people that do get it don't always use it. Although it's really, really good for the final boss. Thank you, Tyler, for not going and chasing that guy. Now we're set up reasonably well. I am actually extremely tempted to put Twin Dragon and Beast Lightning on and just have him use the Beast Lance. I mean, it wouldn't be that much worse damage. Might be better damage. Yeah, we learned Incineration in this file. Yeah, I will do that. Yeah, there are some monsters here. Or yeah, this is definitely the same type. Hey, it's a sprite that we don't get to see too frequently, but at least part of that sprite will be reused later. Wait, ouch. So, something I didn't bring up, because I didn't think about it at the time. Deadstones. Deadstones are hugely important at the end. I got lucky at the Anima Faith fiasco. I got one. This is the second one, combined with the endgame quell of... I think it's what the Tree Beast drops. That's 3 null death blows. Most likely we're only going to be having 2 equipped. But having the ability to have multiples equipped is real nice to have. That's terrifying. Oh, don't want to have the staff equipped. Want to have the Beast Lance equipped. Thrust, I think? Just like the captain. Now I'm wondering if the slowdown's related to dang Rumble, since I don't remember it happening. And I didn't have Rumble on before. Let's see if turning off Rumble stops it. I'm not sure 100% where we need to go for this. I believe everybody up here just says the same thing. But I'm sure that if I don't check, I'm gonna miss the one person that says something different. Okay. So what is this item? Is it gonna be something stupid? Oh, you bet. I am almost 100% certain it's gonna be something real dumb. I probably would be doing a bit... Well, actually, I seem to recall Hymnal and Firestorm doing pretty similar damage for Will, so... I think that his, whatever the... Oh. Well, that makes that easy. Whatever the magics are. Tone Tree Beast. Tone's not great, Beast's not great, but Tree is real high. And Firestorm is Flame Tree. Okay, yeah, I can see why it would be pretty strong. Real smart there, Will. Yes, Will, the one that wants to die. Despite the fact that he's just seen the egg recover from going to the bottom of a mine shaft where nobody was. He's still perfectly happy to let the egg instead go to the bottom of the ocean, which it can probably escape just as easily. Okay, so it was not, definitely was not the rumble. For whatever reason, it's just laggier than I remember. If I was thinking, I would have done Reviva first. I don't think it's gonna matter. I really don't. I don't think this pirate can do enough damage for it to matter. As Will jumps in slow motion. Case in point. I really don't remember this game being this laggy, though. I might need to find where I have my PlayStation, though. Could also be the disc not running very well. I do know that the disk drive for my PS2 is failing. Huh. I didn't know that defense by itself was I think this'll kill him? Huh? Yeah, okay. I was thinking he had about 5,000 health. I mean, originally I was thinking it was 4,000, but I'm pretty sure it's 5,000. Oh no, the egg. Oh no, the pirate. Oh no, the ship. Oh. And so Captain Ahab follows the egg to the bottom of the ocean. There is one thing I want to show. And that is the dialogue that I somehow completely and totally skipped over for that. Not somehow, I know exactly how I did it, but... I skipped basically the entirety of the City of Night dialogue stuff. And I'll just skip through this, since none of it's going to be that important. I think it's just go up, talk to Tyler, and then leave. Also, interestingly, the Twitch dashboard is providing me with basically nothing about my channel, which is, you know, more than a touch worrying. Something I do like is that the start prior to us switching back to this scene, you could kind of tell that the City of Night hadn't been changed, hadn't been updated. I don't know why they didn't just load this version of the City of Night, but there was a cat up on this area where we're walking right now. And down there, that was a different informant just a second ago. This game loads things in interesting ways. Yeah, you're not kidding, there's no... We're stuck. What I was gonna say there is there's no way to enter for love nor money. Can't talk to the dog, can't pet the dog. Oh, we can enter this area now. It appears to be the same. Now, this is actually not the worst conversion rate. But we can't do anything with the credits for Tyler, or really anybody else that visits City of Night, near as I can remember. So that's more of a trap Bad mouthfeel. The area. And once I, talk to everybody here, I am just going to reload the save. I believe we're going to get finish getting through the first generation. And he's not kidding. Tyler does have a pretty unique hairstyle. Oddly, I don't think we can run into Kyle again. Wait, no, we are not going to finish entirely with the first generation. One of the ones that's left is quite a bit longer than I remembered, or than I was thinking it was. If I hadn't done the Ghoul Tower, then maybe. And I'm just gonna go down these steps, and if there's anything new here, or... Yeah, I believe this is the same person, oddly. Both are just for the cat's eye. The cat's eye is decent. I mean, a 20-item beast tool is pretty good. But it's nothing special. Certainly not after you've been here. Yeah, there's... And you don't need the lights on to actually grab anything. I believe that is it. Yeah, because we can't go in there. Also, we got to see the different red and blue lights, which is weird for an area we never get to visit. We are not doing that. We are doing... Not entirely. Which one do I want? We're gonna be doing Johann the Assassin, but first... No, I messed that up. I want more... I want as much inventory space as possible when I do this. So I should have done that second. This isn't important or anything. In the slightest. I just hate when I do stuff that is extremely inefficient. This is just generating chips, and since I don't intend to actually grab the I don't know that Wasteland's actually useful for anything for this character, for this thing. because I don't think that they sell anything that's a particularly better value chipping-wise. Jeez, we almost have enough to get another hot stone. Which is crazy because the hot stone's not even that good of a quell. Yeah, the real reason to go to Whiteland is to go fight the Megalith Beast. I went the wrong direction here. And since we have gone through the desert part of Vogelong both ways, we can... just exit out once we try to leave. You know, I really be doing this with a sorted list. And the Red Hood's okay, but the Gem Band is so much better, there's just not much reason to keep it. Most of these shoes just kinda suck. Rubber soles are mostly just there for the electricity resistance. I believe that this has just a basic general shop. I am misremembering. We didn't purchase our sandworm staff from here. I don't remember exactly where we got it from. We don't have anything for the custom tools yet. This isn't a bad item, but it's really not worth it. I believe it requires 1,000 circulation. Yeah, we can return directly, and then we can go to Lobholz and buy a whole bunch of oak staves. In the shop that I nearly missed every time I come here. These are the most efficient way of doing this? Cash efficient. It's still not a really good idea. Now, if there was a tool breaker in Lobholz, it'd be a great idea. But as is, you just don't get a lot of opportunity. And since I don't think I actually went back to this inventory screen, yeah, there's This is an empty party. These, because it's 50 for 10 chips. I think stone knives are 100 for 5. Which, I mean, obviously that's not as good as the base level tools that are 100 for 10. But if you have a character that you are not going to get access to as a leader again, it's the way to go. I was thinking there was a regular tool seller here, though. I'm apparently misremembering. And of course, one thing you can't do here is convert the chips to cash. That's honestly fine. And we can get 14 more of these. I'm pretty sure we don't have another scenario with Will as lead. So while this was not the most efficient way to do it, I believe it was the most efficient way I had access to here. And our next scenario is, I think it's Johann the Assassin. Which isn't... weird. I was thinking that was a issue with the emulator, but apparently it's something that happens with the game when it's running on PS2 as well. I guess it's just me hitting something while it's loading. Now, Johann is unique for a few reasons. And if we really wanted to and we had kept the Cinderforge sword off of Gus, we could put the sword on him. He is one of the better swordsmen. Now, this is Tornado Blade. This is the only way to get Tornado Blade. That's the reason why the hybrid art that I had over here is Gale Blade, and I forgot I'd gotten Thunderblade. Gale Blade. Now, something you can tell is he doesn't have any of those distinguishing marks that say he doesn't join or he's not available in the item reclaimer, so you don't need to worry about it. And if we go over to his battle style, he has one of the strongest battle styles. That natural recovery rate down is fake. It just turns off SP regen and WP regen. That's one of the reasons why I equipped him with the Chris Knife, is not to bump up the regen, it's to give him a weapon that won't break by accident if I run into too many enemies. Most of his tools aren't anything special. The toga is better. Well, basically any of these things that I have are better. And both of those are tree. Yeah, I think that's actually probably good enough. Even if we mostly end up using the Chris knife. I want to see how much damage the stronger one does with Chris knife. Not enough. Now, as you can see, Johann does not have a lot of LP. He has the least of anybody, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I forgot to change weapons. Now these enemies can drop scorpion tails, which are, I mean, as we can see by the one that we have equipped, they're just slightly better versions of the blue waters. I don't know what the defensive differences are. I don't have that up right now. I do find it amusing that the sprite for the people that are doing the poisoning is one that's seems to be universally used for bad guys. Ah, yes, Johann, formerly known as Johann. Now, Johann's actually weird. He is one of the higher growth sword users. Tied with another person you don't have access to for long. For second. Behind Gus. Because, of course, the game can't let you have any high, quickly learning sword user for that long. Yeah. Using his actual weapons, this is a joke. None of these enemies have that much HP, none of these enemies have really much ability to kill Johann. Tornado Blade, of course, has an AoE, which makes it even more dangerous. And as SP decreases, the strength of it increases. Your biggest danger is running out of weapon uses. I don't think that's gonna hit both. I guess it did. But, Tornado Blade's kind of weird in that it does not have any kind of dual ability. It is explicitly a non-dual attack. Gonna use the little miniature blade. Use the surgeon's scalpel to do multi-way. Makes the most sense to me. Also, in duels, the WP cost is not meaningful. Oops. Well, we'll get to see the damage difference. It'll be big. Almost 3 times the damage. But yeah, Johann is a very strong character. Also note, he gets a whole bunch of credits, and I'm not even sure that we actually have access to moving around with him after this scenario. Game's mean. Mean as heck. And this is one of the big tricks that Scorpion assassins use. They are invisible to anima. So things that are blind, or people who are only using their anima to see, I don't know if we were actually able to move there. I wasn't really concerned about it. They just can't see the Scorpion assassins. And of course, Johann, who presumably has worked at being an assassin for a while, is sitting here going, you know, what the heck, guys? Are we just straight murderers, or, you know, do we have any kind of professional pride? Which is a weird thing to ask a, you know, gang of assassins, but... I mean, non-target casualties are one of the things that is generally considered to have been the ultimate downfall of the Assassin's Guild. Well, the Assassin's Society, really, of the Muslims. Now, I don't know where we're supposed to go here. It might just be kill everybody. I have my doubts. Okay, so it was just continue going up. And this is talking about how, you know, one of the reasons they are so effective. And it's pretty similar in a lot of ways to, oh heck. I think, Suikoden 2, Suikoden 2, I will never pronounce it right, has assassins that follow a similar way to being effective. Hey, neat, it's the thing that might well end up killing us. Horned buffalo are dangerous. In case that's not real obvious, and this isn't gonna kill it. So I might need to end up doing this scenario again, is what I'm saying. Because it has... I think it has more HP than what I can do this round either. Well, actually, what I have... What is the hybrid art? It is... I think it's a tiny bit more powerful. Tree, cleave, flash. Okay, 2 of those would have killed. As is, well, if we keep getting lucky with the flex. But we still absolutely needed to recover HP twice. Because Johann has none. And I kind of think that Wheel of Time had something kind of similar to this, but theirs was more you like overwhelm their senses. And so we're never really told. What Johann did. Aside from maybe confronting, you know, somebody who went overboard, essentially, and killed civilians. Gonna check and see if we have access to... We appear to have access, but not lab holds. Not the good one. I think Grugel's what we actually want. Oh, and it doesn't matter because we're here with Gus, not with Johann. Although, one of the reasons we wanted to do this anyway was Ventarbre here. I don't know why his skills are so good. I don't know why his stats are so good. Well, okay, his skills currently are not good. Part of that is he's 13 years old. But do you notice something? That's a free lake robe. Now, I believe there is actually a scenario that stars Ventarbre, so. But this is the easy way to make sure that he shows up at the item reclaimer. And since it took me a while to remember which one it is, he has a unique role. Of course, you know, this is, you know, these are 3 characters that are strong for Gus's scenario. I'm gonna take out the Cinder Fork Sword. It's gonna be, well, I don't know that it'll be better elsewhere. It would have been better on Johann earlier, but I don't really know that that's the case now. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for me. At least partially because I saw that Smite just went live with Wild Arms. And obviously we can't do any selling here. But you do get to see a nice look at Gus's older sprite. I'm not sure what the giant metal piece coming off the back is supposed to be. I don't know that there was that much thought put into it. Like, it super looks like it's, you know, a, like a rocket of some kind. I don't know. I think it's supposed to be attached to the mail in front, or the plate in front. Might be where his helmet resides. It kind of looks like a helmet from the back view. It's just, of course, way too small to fit over his giant head. Anyway, that's it for this time. I guess we do not get to do anything money-wise with Johann. There's another scenario with Johann that we'll see about doing that stuff later. So I will be back tomorrow with probably MS SaGa. But I'll be back with more SaGa Frontier 2 Wednesday.